Man, there is nothing as reawakening as a cold shower in the morning. Whew. And as revitalizing as a little sunshine. And if we're talking energy, nothing hits with two eyes the spot like a little movement. But today, it's all about regeneration. And there's only one thing that really hits the spot for me. Did I go too far? I went too far. Not bad. Yo, 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 what is up? Welcome back to another week of How to Health. My name is Kevin. I run liftandbalance.com, where we take aim at all things health and do it in an odd, weird, interesting, and highly sarcastic manner. And I have to say, I'm super pumped today because it's not every day that I get to talk about two of my roll the clip or the sound.
These are a few of my
favorite things. Yeah, little Mary Poppins action up in here. I think it's Mary Poppins. I don't know. I'm a 90s baby. Anyway, the two things are fasting and gut health. Shows you how exciting my life is, right? So let's get going before I just explode with excitement. Had a lot of matcha today. First, let's preface all this information you're about to get today with a little background. If you're like me, interested in longevity, in putting yourself in the best possible position to live a long, disease-free, healthy life, your gut cannot be ignored. It is the barrier, the gatekeeper, the straight-faced bouncer who takes your ID, not once looking down at it, and decides if he wants to ruin your life or not.
Good man, how's it going tonight?
Good. You still can't come in.
I think everyone could probably relate to that last one at some point in their life, unless you were that bouncer. In that case, I don't want any problems, man, or woman. Your gut is pretty much the primary transit hub for everything on the outside world to come or try to gain access to your inside world. It is jam-packed with security, your immune system, as well as trillions of commuters, so to say, your microbes. This densely populated area within you, in your colon, in your large intestines, is typically associated with the term your microbiome. Even though microbiome is broader and wider ranging than just in your colon, that's where a lot of the action is. And what happens down there impacts what happens up here. How you think, how you feel, how you crave, how you dance. Okay, I don't know if that last one was scientifically proven, but it's gotta be true. We go deep into the magic that happens deep within your bowels right here. And in a slew of other videos that you can check out, all linked down in the description below. But what I will reiterate to you, and hopefully you got this by now, is gut health is super important. Once your gut begins to deteriorate and break down, you essentially pave the way for harmful pathogens, bacteria, virus, parasites, fungi to make their way into circulation and get to areas and places and organs and systems that they shouldn't be touching or impacting, causing immune chaos and a laundry list of negative downstream effects. I could keep going here, but it's probably best we reel this back in. Not that close. A little closer. Okay, right there. Stay right there. Chill out, we're good. And get back on track. Fasting, on the other hand, is proving to be one of the most powerful tools that we have in the health and longevity toolbox. I cover it in depth in this channel, and if you're here and watching this, you've probably seen some of the videos covering that already. There's a whole fasting playlist. Not gonna review all that, which we talked about in previous videos. Be a waste of your time. I cherish your time. Don't want to waste your time. Love to talk about it. Don't want to waste your time. So you can check all those out in the description below. But as it pertains to this video, I will say, implementing a intermittent fasting or time-restricted feeding protocol has the ability to move the needle in a positive direction on so many metabolic biomarkers. It cleans up cellular debris in our body, improving things such as sleep quality and that thing that no one seems to care about. You know, those numbers on the scale that, you know, usually tell you lies every day. What's that? Oh, wait. You could see what I think of scales. Video coming on that. So with all that background, the question becomes, how does this health-promoting intervention, fasting, affect one of the most critical systems and components of our body, our gut? Let's start with the self, and then we can explore the quasi-self, or those trillions of microbes that call our digestive system home. So, how does fasting affect our gut wall or gut barrier and its protective mucus layer? Let's explore. A 2018 study out of MIT, published in Cell Metabolism, shows that fasting activates fatty acid oxidation and enhances intestinal stem cell function in mice. Here's why that is super cool. Intestinal stem cells are responsible for maintaining the lining of the intestines, which typically renews itself about every 5 days. When an injury or infection occurs, stem cells are there and key in repairing any of the damage. And wouldn't you guessed it, as we age, the regenerative abilities of these intestinal stem cells decline. So in essence, it takes the intestines longer to recover. And as you can imagine, a gut that essentially needs more time to recover isn't a great thing when it comes to longevity. So some of the observations and findings from the study was that after these mice went through a 24-hour fast, there was an increase in intestinal stem cell function in both young and older mice. That's pretty cool. How much, you ask? Well, after 24 hours of no food, researchers found that these stem cells in fasting mice doubled their regenerative capacity. Okay, you got my attention. Now, some obvious things to note here. Mice are not humans. And if you haven't noticed and you haven't seen some mice in a while, living in New York City, I have the honor of getting fresh visuals of mice all the time. They may be rats, but mice are a tad bit smaller than humans. And a 24-hour fast in an organism that size probably equates to a 5 to 7 day fast in humans. So just want to put that in perspective. Speaking of regeneration, research conducted by one of the top longevity minds on the planet, Dr. Walter Longo, provides compelling evidence in both humans and an animal model, showing that cycles of extended fasting actually protects against immune system damage, induces immune system regeneration, promotes stem cell production, as well as self-renewal and regeneration via the processes of autophagy and stem cell proliferation upon refeeding. And I'll tell you that research is just going to get more and more interesting in this field. Lastly, we turn to our friends, the fruit flies, where research has shown that the introduction of a 5-2 intermittent fasting protocol, 5 days of fasting, 2 days of feeding per week, consecutive days of feeding, showed significant reduction in age-related pathologies, as well as improved gut barrier function, showing profound long-term changes in these little insect friends. There was actually one flying around here. I had to let him out because he would have been all over this video, which would have been cool. We could have asked him. Damn it, I should have interviewed him. Next time. Okay. All that was cool. But how does all this affect our few trillion microbes? Or our quasi-self? Well, it just so happens that our gut buddies have some super interesting reactions when faced with a fasting protocol of some sort. Research published in Cell Metabolism has shown that intermittent fasting promotes white adipose browning and decreases in obesity by changing the gut microbiota. And these altered functions in the gut microbiota induced a shift in fat cell activity, turning the less metabolically active white adipose tissue to more metabolically active brown adipose tissue, which is a good thing. How does this happen? Well, during fasting periods, due to the lack of food to feast on, our gut microbes increase fermentation on acetate and lactate. These products together, along with a change in some gene expression, showed improvements with conditions such as obesity, insulin resistance, and hepatic steatosis, or one of the byproducts of fatty liver disease. Next, let me draw your attention to some research published in the Turkish Journal of Gastroenterology that looked at specific microbe signatures during the fasting month of Ramadan. When comparing samples from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, there was an increase in a specific strand of bacteria called Akkermansia muciniphila, or one of the most beneficial bacteria strands we can have. One of the best gut buddies around. There have also been associations between intermittent fasting and improving SIBO, or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. This is thought to happen by inducing the migrating MYOELECTRIC complex. This is when electrical waves in the gut activate to move food, debris, and other miscellaneous items through your gut during periods of no food. And what may be most interesting of all here is our gut microbes have circadian rhythms, or sleep-wake cycles, just like us. Many types of gut microbes shift their activity and abundance throughout the day and night. For example, the gut microbe Enterobacter aerogenes, no clue if I've just pronounced that right or wrong, is sensitive to melatonin, or our sleep hormone that becomes prevalent throughout the body when it's nighttime, or is supposed to at least. That's why you have these nifty glasses. See? Blocks the light. So I mean, if you're streaming or making a video at 7:30 at night and you have a key light that's like blasting blue light, you know, you could throw these on. Fashion statement too. Anyhow, animal models have shown that cyclical changes in the gut microbiome from feeding and fasting rhythms contribute to the overall diversity in our gut and likely represent a mechanism by which our gut microbes influence their host, which is, us. I know, microbes continue to amaze me too. Another day, another microbe story. Those little guys, they're too good to us, or bad to us. You get out what you put in with them. If you're looking to make some potential improvements here, time-restricted feeding, avoiding late nights and late night light, and getting your sun during the day when you're supposed to, are all ways you could keep your microbe rhythms in line. And set yourself up to have a day. Every day. You know my saying, happy microbes, happy humans. So that's what I got. I hope this was informative. I hope this scratched your fasting and microbe itch for the day. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts, your personal experience, anything you'd like to share, any research in the comments below. Learn a lot from you guys. Also, let me know if there's any topics you want me to cover. Happy to dig in and show you what I found. And that's what I got. I got to turn off this light and whoa, did you look at the time? You looked, didn't you? I know you did. See you next week.